two poems for you. Edgar Allan Poe, The Sleeper, and H.P. Lovecraft, Nemesis. I'm going to start with Poe, and here you go. The Sleeper. At midnight in the month of June, I stand beneath the mystic moon. An opiate vapor, dewy, dim, exhales from out her golden rim, and softly dripping drop by drop upon the quiet mountain top, steals drowsily and musically into the universal valley. The rosemary nods upon the grave, the lily lolls upon the wave, wrapping the fog about its breast. The ruin moulders into the rest, looking like Lethe sea, the lake. A conscious slumber seems to take, and would not for the world awake. All beauty sleeps, and lot where lies Irene with her destinies. O lady bright, can it be right, this window open to the night, the wanton airs from the tree-top laughingly through the lattice drop, the bottomless airs, a wizard rout, flit through thy chamber in and out, and wave the curtain canopy so fitfully, so fearfully, above the closed and fringed lid, neath which thy slumbering soul lies hid, that o'er the floor and down the wall, like ghosts, the shadows rise and fall. O lady dear, hast thou no fear? Why and what art thou dreaming here? Sure thou art come o'er far-off seas, a wonder to these garden trees. Strange is thy power, strange thy dress, strange above all thy length of tress, and all this solemn, silentless. Lady sleeps. Oh, may her sleep, which is enduring, so be deep. Heaven have her in its sacred keep. The chamber changed for one more holy, this bed for one more melancholy. I pray to God she may lie forever with an opened eye, while the pale, sheeted ghosts go by. My love, she sleeps, so may her sleep, as it is lasting, so be deep, soft. May the worms about her creep, far in the forest, dim and old. For her some tall vault unfold, some vault that oft has flung its black and winged panels fluttering back, triumphant o'er the crested palls of her grand family funerals. Some sepulchre remote, alone, against whose portal she hath thrown in childhood many an idle stone, some tomb from out whose sounding doors she ne'er shall force an echo more, thrilling to think, poor child of sin, it was the dead who groaned within. So that was Poe, The Sleeper. And next up I've got Nemesis by H.P. Lovecraft. Through the ghoul-guarded gateways of slumber, past the wan-mooned abysses of night, I've lived o'er my lives without number. I have sounded all things with my sight, and I struggle and shriek ere the daybreak, being driven to madness with fright. I have whirled with the earth at the dawning, when the sky was a vaporous flame. I've seen the dark universe yawning, where the black planets roll without aim, where they roll in their horror unheeding, without knowledge or luster or name. I had drifted o'er seas without ending, under sinister gray-clouded skies that the many-forked lightning is rending, that resound with hysterical cries, with the moans of invisible demons that out of the green waters rise. I have plunged like a deer through the arches of the hoary primordial grove, where the oaks feel the presence that marches and stalks on where no spirit dares rove, and I flee from a thing that surrounds me and leers through dead branches above. I have stumbled by cave-ridden mountains that rise barren and bleak from the plain. I have drunk of the fog-fetid mountains that ooze down to the marsh and the main, and in hot, cursed tarns I have seen things I care not to gaze on again. I've scanned the vast ivy-clad palace. I've trod its untenanted hall, where the moon writhing up from the valley shews the tapestried things on the wall, strange figures discordantly woven, which I cannot endure to recall. I have peered from the casement in wonder at the moldering meadows around, At the many-roofed village laid under the curse of a grave-girdled ground, and from rows of white urn carved in marble I listen intently for sound. I have haunted the tombs of the ages. I've flown on the pinions of fear, where the smoke-belching Erebus rages, where the jokels loom snow-clad and drear, and in realms where the sun of the desert consumes what it never can cheer. I was old when the pharaohs first mounted the jewel-decked throne by the Nile. I was old in those epics uncounted when I, and I only, was vile. And man, yet untainted and happy, dwelt in bliss on the far Arctic isle. Oh, great was the sin of my spirit, and great is the reach of its doom. Not the pity of heaven can cheer it, nor can respite be found in the tomb. Down the infinite aeons come beating the wings of unmerciful gloom. Though the ghoul-guarded gateways of slumber, past the wan-mooned abysses of night, I have lived o'er my lives without number. I've sounded all things with my sight, and I struggle and shriek ere the daybreak, being driven to madness with fright. So that was Lovecraft's Nemesis and Poe's The Sleeper. I hope you enjoyed them, and I'll take requests. So let me know what you want to hear.